Hello and welcome to Aurelian University. In this video we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to actually show you how to install a module. We're going to talk about very basic syntax, so a couple things you'll want to know about Python. And then that's actually it. It's going to be a short video today. So we've got everything set up from our last video, exactly how it was. So go ahead and open this file or essentially create your own version of this file. This is what we're going to be using today. And before we do anything, we're going to download a module. So in Mac, we're going to go Python 3. We're going to go -m pip install, then write mutagen, and then hit enter. So it says collecting mutagen, it downloads it. There you go. And so I picked mutagen as the package to install because I wasn't on my computer, so I could actually show you. If you try to install something that's already on your computer, it'll start trying to install the module, the pre-written code essentially, and then it will stop and tell you that it's already on there. So I figured this would be a little bit more interesting for you to see. Also, I want to correct something I said in the last video. In the last video, I think I referred to packages and modules as the same thing. Packages and modules both represent pre-written code. However, there is a difference, so just be aware of that, and in a future video we'll cover that. Also, I want to talk about this right here. In Mac, what you'll do when you're running a command is you write Python 3 -m pip install mutagen. Also, when we're running our code that we've written, this is sort of the syntax for running it. On PCs, this is actually not how you run Python code. Generally speaking, you don't have to say Python 3. You just change the directory to whatever folder your script is in, and then you come down here and you write the script name. So just so you know, that is not a necessary step in on a PC. So really quickly, I want to talk about this right here. I put this title here that says Python tutorial. We've got these three opening quotes. So this is the first thing about syntax I want to talk about. It's called a comment. And in Python, there are two ways to make a comment. A comment is something you write in your code file that isn't interpreted as code. We can make a comment that lasts multiple lines by putting 3 opening single quotes, then whatever your comment is, and then 3 closing single quotes. Or we can write a comment that lasts a single line by putting a pound sign in front of that line. So that whole line is interpreted as a comment. If you try to run this code, as I will, what is it called? lesson1.py. Should change this to lesson 2. Oh, it didn't save it. That's why. Let me just save this as lesson 2. If I try to run lesson 2, nothing will happen because we commented this out and told the computer this doesn't count as code. It's my comment about the code. Now, normally we wouldn't comment out the whole document. What we would do is we would put a comment here, and if there's something in the code that's not clear, we would write what it does. We'd write this prints out the words hello world. Right? In this case, it's absolutely clear what we're doing, but that might not be the case for all our code. We also might use a multi-line comment like this one up here that we have to be more specific about what the document does. So we say, this is a tutorial about Python. Right? So we're using this to describe what the document does. Another couple things you might want to keep in mind with Python. Indentation is really important in Python. In some scripting languages, if you have any experience with other ones, it doesn't matter whether you use a tab to indent or whether you don't indent at all. Those sorts of things aren't important. In Python, it is important. It will cause a program to not execute if you use the wrong indentation. So I'm going to write something here with incorrect indentation, and you don't need to understand what it's saying, just understand it. Just look at the terminal and it'll show you that it spits out an error if we do this. So if true, print true. Now if I save this and then I run it, we get our error here, and it's an indentation error. So indentation is important in Python. The last thing I want to talk about is if you've done another scripting language, then you'll also know that sometimes we end statements, so things that we tell the computer to do, like this right here, we'll end them with a semicolon. This is not the case in Python. So if we run this again, it doesn't have it here. It's got this random semicolon. It's not necessary. We don't need that. We don't generally end statements in Python with semicolons. So some things to be aware of. In the next video, we're going to talk about declaring variables and doing really simple operations with data.